I am Kat Wood, so welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to share with you what I have been doing for the month of November and ending of December. So these books have been in my collection for over 10 years now. I have had them. I have been tempted to donate them, to gift them away. Typically, if I'm not using a book, that's what I do with them. I will never hold on to something that I'm not really using. Let me change the settings on these real quick. Okay. So I don't like holding on to a Bible, a book, some tool that I'm not using because it can benefit somebody else, you know? But these ones, I am definitely thankful I did not do that. There's something that I liked about each of them, but whenever, for example, this one right here, I purchased it from the Goodwill for like 25 cents. Literally 25 cents. It's an old book, as you can tell. There's nothing real fancy about it. This is what drew me to it. Just the book of Proverbs. I read a Proverbs a chapter. I read a chapter of Proverbs every single day for the past I'll say no less than 6 years now. Literally a Proverbs every single day. So as soon as I seen this, I'm like, the book of Proverbs? What is this about? So go through here. That's the author. And then this is what it's about. You can pause it, go ahead and read it. Just get the glare off of it. All right, so that's the information. And like I said, I did check on Amazon to see if you could find it. There's only one copy available, so if it's still there, anyone wants it, make sure you go pick it up. I'm sure other places will have it, other books that sell old books, so keep your eye out for it. And again, if Amazon doesn't have it this one month, make sure you check back because they do replenish stuff that they don't, have at the time. So this one in particular, like I said, it's really old. I have the copyright date here of 1978. So yeah. We have a summary of all 31 chapters. So when I first flip through it, I'm doing this, okay? So I'm sitting there. Oh. That's kind of cool. Okay. So I'm sitting there in the Goodwill, and I'm like quickly going through it. I'm like, from the looks of it, it looks really meaty. It looks like this is something that I would definitely love to get into, read, and just enjoy. But at the time, I was younger in my faith, not really confident, stable enough, did not know how to really use the Bible, but now I do. So at the beginning, I was overwhelmed by it. I'm like, what is this? We have 1 through 4, then we have a chunk of words or whatever, and then some numbers over here. I was confused. I was like, what is this? How do you use it? I don't know. I know it's over the book of Proverbs. It's a book in the Bible, but I didn't know what to do with it. So in the prefix, it gave some information, but I still could not grasp it. I put it away on my bookshelf, come back to it, still could not get it. It took me, 5 years? 5 years? And now I'm more confident in my faith. I know more about the Bible. I know how to use different tools. I know how to do this now. So now that I know what I'm doing, now I'm super excited about it. And ultimately, this is just, so this up here is the Bible. This is chapter 1 of Proverbs, and it contains 1 through 4. So these are the verses 1 through 4. If you open up your Bible, that's what you're going to see. This is in the NASB translation.
Oh, Layla.
Which is exactly what I am reading over now. Let me grab this. Okay, sorry about that. I had to put her over there next to her dad, so it wasn't loud in here. She likes bags, so she likes running in the bags, making a bunch of noise, and then running out of them. All right, so anyways, this is the verses, and that's the chapter that it is over. And then right here, this is commentary over, I guess, this guy. I don't know if it's just one guy or if it's just this George guy. Anyways, so this is commentary over these verses right here. And then over here, just like the Bible, these are references. These references are going to be over not the verses that we're talking about, but over the commentary that we're talking about. I've never seen anything like that. Normally, you'll have verses or references over the verses. Love this layout. Really, really, really love it. We have some notes down here. So what I'm doing, I'm going through. Let me show you. I'll break it all the way down for you, okay? Because this is what I do on this channel. I like to show you what I'm doing. I like to talk to you like you're just sitting here at the desk with me and we're just doing Bible study together. So I've been using my personal size Humble Lamb Bible, and this is the History Bible right there. So if you will like this Bible for yourself, make sure you go check out Humble Lamb. I did add the black art gilding. You will not get yours black. I did that for myself. So I come over here to Proverbs. And we're going to be in Proverbs 1. So it will pertain 1 through 4. So I'm over here, I'm reading this, and you see how we have some references of our own right there? That's the same thing. It's literally the same thing, just in a different book. It's not in a Bible. So you don't technically need well, yes, you do need the Bible if you're going to look up the references. But for the book of Proverbs, say you wanted to do this study in at a doctor's office, you don't need the Bible and this. You can read up the verses, read up the commentary here. You can do the references later on. So, love this. I really, really, really am enjoying this. So, as I am reading, if there's anything that I take from what I'm reading, if there is good commentary here and of maybe an extra verse that I want to add in together, what I will do, I will go to my notebook. I started out in here, but after seeing the size of this book, I quickly was like, I'm going to need a bigger book. So what I did was I got my little notebook, and I'll show you what I'm doing in here, but just for the sake of the video, I went ahead. Where is my... Okay. So this is for my second one. Never mind, this wasn't the book. I'm doing multiple studies. So this is the Luke study. This is not the Proverbs study. Or was it on the next page? Yes, okay, it's here on the next page. See, I am confusing myself. So the treasure, I do believe it was in 3. I think I wrote it down here, actually. So, okay. So Proverbs 3 and 5 and 6. All right. So there is information right over here on this side that I really enjoyed. Really spoke to me. There is these references over here. So I wrote down the verse. Even though they didn't have the verse right here, they're still referencing the verse. So I wrote out the verse, made sure to put it in a different color than the notes that I'm adding in. And whatever spoke to me over here, I went ahead and put it there. No, they do have the verse. They have the verse right there. I did not see that. So I'm taking out the information that I really enjoy, really spoke to my heart. Not all of these verses are going to speak to me right now in the season that I'm in, but there's a couple that do. And whatever do, I'm going to put them, I thought, in here. But because this is such a tiny little thing, and that book is, it's pretty meaty. I am thinking about moving it into a book like this. Not this one in particular, because I'm going to use this one for a different book, but I want to kind of have the same setup. All right. So this is one that I am working in and really, really loving, hoping you all can find your hands on it or something similar. Maybe there's a book of the Bible that you really, really love. Check out old Amazon, old bookstores, or, look around. There's so many amazing books. And if you do find something, make sure you tag me in the group and you share it, because I'm always on the hunt for different books. Now, at the beginning, I was really intimidated by all the information that was out there. It just overwhelmed me. I did not want to be in books. I couldn't do this before I knew this. So I made sure I was sound, doctrinally sound, theologically corrected in myself, my mind, everything. I'm here. I know what the Bible says from cover to cover. I know what it says in multiple translations. So if there's any funny little sound doctrine that's trying to pull me away from what the actual Bible says, I'm going to be wise enough and discerned enough with the Holy Spirit to know, wait a minute, that's not correct. I'm not going to, follow by what that says. So make sure you're always, 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 always in tune with God first. Don't change your mind, your interpretation of anything to fit some workbook or to fit some kind of study note. Make sure you always take it to God. And if you really, really want to know, ask a pastor. All right. But so this one right here, this is a 3-year daily devotional. 3 years. I was like, oh, really? Overwhelmingly at first, because you're a baby Christian and you're like, no, there ain't no way I can do this. No way. So this is this information. Here's this ISBN number. Not sure if you can purchase it anywhere. Did not try to look this one up. I was super curious about the other one. I should have looked it up. I do apologize about that. But again, check Amazon, check any place where you can get books from. All right, this one is also an older one. This is 1949. So yeah, this is an oldie, but it's a goodie, and I'm so thankful I did not donate it. Really, I thought I was going to donate it, but this one right here is amazing. So it has part 1. There's multiple parts, obviously. And in part 1, we're going to go over, it's going to sprinkle throughout. It's not like going from Genesis to Revelation. It's going to sprinkle throughout. So I really, really like that. And we have a checklist. So we have the introduction to the book of Luke, and we're going to cover from chapter 1 to chapter 9. We have a little analyst right here to go over. So on day 1, you're going, well, it doesn't say day 1, it says study 1. You can do 1 study a day. You can do 3 studies a day. It all depends on you. You can do 1 morning, 1 at lunch, and 1 at nighttime. Do it however you like. It is designed just for you, so you can do whatever. So at the beginning, study 1, I have in this journal like you've seen. So this one you can't get right now, but you can use any journal. This was like the ultimate journal from Church Bible Publishers. It has Bible paper. It had like 500 pages. Oh, I wish they did this again, but they don't do it no more. So it's really sad. Okay, so right here I have the devotional, and I have the book of Luke, and then day 1 study. And I wrote down my answers. Before, I would write down the question and then the answer, but I'm like, no, I'm not even worried about that. This is my spiritual walk. This is for me. I know what I'm doing. That's all that matters. So I answered the question right here. For the second one, I did right here. The third, it was kind of just, it was kind of in my head. I answered it in my head. I didn't feel like I needed to really write it out. So I just skipped the third one. And you could totally do that. You don't have to do them all right now. All right. And this is for day 2. Wrote over the book and the verses that I'm pertaining to. And it has write down, make a list. We had to make a list of the features from these verses. And that's what I did. I made a list. Really loving this. And then not only that, I'm reading a chapter a day in the book of Luke all the way up until Christmas time. So it kind of just fit in perfectly. It's not matching up the chapters for the day. It's 13 days in. I'm only on chapter 2 over here, So, but anyways, I really, really at first was overwhelmed. It looked really good. Like, look at all of this. Really meaty, a ton of questions. You're breaking up a lot of verses, books of the Bible. Oh, amazing. I'm so thankful I did not get rid of it. Okay, enough with the chunky, big books, old books. I felt like if you guys can get them, totally get them. So this one is called Oxygen, Deep Breathing for Your Soul. And there is the author. This is a newer one, so you should definitely get it. There is no ISBN number. It's taped over. So I don't know if there's any other. I mean, the author is basically all you need. The author and then the name of the book. So hopefully you can find it. This is a 2007, so definitely a newer book. Now this one has a sweet concept. It's a week. You're studying verses right here. So you're over Matthew 7, verse 1 through 8, over all of these verses in 1 week. And it breaks it down for you so you don't have to do it. So this one is amazing. Love this one. So day 1, you're going to have deep listening. And it tells you what to do. They want you to stop, sit down, read the verses out loud. Sit down, listen to what the verses are telling you. Sit down, like it reminds you to stop, pause, and be still. I really like that. It's so hard. It's something real easy to remind yourself, but it's so hard to do in these days. Like you want to stop, sit down, and then put on your phone. You want to stop and sit down and just play on your phone. You know, it's so hard to put the phone away and just sit down and listen, just to be quiet. It's really, really difficult. So day 2, we're going to journal. So the first day we listened. Day 2, we're going to journal. And we're going to journal over whatever it says here. Let me get you a little closer look. So you can kind of read over what I'm having. This is day 1, listening. Okay? And this is day 2, where you're going to journal over it. And then it also encourages you to carry cards. So these cards are called life cards, where you're going to write out your own prayers. Like right here, you're going to carry your little prayer over what you've been reading. Day 3, we're going to breathe a prayer out. Love it. And then of course, on the end, the Sabbath reflection. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I love this layout. I love the questions. I love how she breaks down. Not every day it's a listening day. Not every day it's a journaling day. It's every day it's just focused on one thing. One day you're going to journal. One day you're going to listen. And then at the end, we have a question recap over what you just learned. And then day 2 starts all over again, doing the same concept. So really loved it. I thought that was amazing. How I'm doing this one is I'm doing it in my little traveler's notebook. I love these little guys. You know, they're just so cute, tiny, and amazing. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'll write out the day 1, and then I'll write out what spoke out to me. I think that was day 1. I should have wrote out the prayers. Oh, no, these are just prayers. Okay, these are prayers. I was like, wait a minute, these are looking more like prayers to me. Pray this, pray, senior, pray, oxygen. Okay, here it is. I'm glad I do this. If I did not write out the oxygen over here and what book I was in, I'd be confused because I'm cat. I get like that. So I wrote out the verses that I'm praying or studying over. There we go. Praying and studying over. And then I put day 1 and I'm doing the deep listening. I'm answering the questions that I'm supposed to be answering. And here I am actually writing out the question. So the question I will have in this beautiful lavender color, and then I'll answer it with the black pen. So wherever you see this purple or pink cover, lavender color at, that will be the question, and then my answer will be in black. And then day 2, this is where we're going to be journaling. And this is day 3, or I think it's day 3. Yeah, day 3. And then this is the Sabbath reflection. So this has been a beautiful, and this is just other stuff that have popped in when, because I do that. I like writing out different things. I use these books as a commonplace book, whatever sticks out to me. If I need something right here, something happened, I keep trying to hide my band-aid so you guys don't see it. And when anything happens throughout my day and something, I get really, really pulled to something. Psalms 91, really, really needed that. So what did I do? I didn't only read it. I didn't only just pray over it. I wrote it out because I needed those words written in my heart, written in my soul. And then I'm trying to memorize Psalms 119. So I'm doing that here. And then I'll go back and continue on the second week study. So that's what I'm doing in this book. As you can tell, I do a lot. And I don't always do all of these every single day. Some moods I'm in for something light. So I'll pull out something like this where I'm just focused on one thing. Either I'm reflecting, either I'm journaling. I will not do this and then pull out and then do this too. I don't have the time for it or the energy for it. I wish I did, but I don't. So I'll pick and choose. I'll pray and ask the Lord, where do I go to? You get a sense over what you're supposed to be studying over the more that you do it. At the beginning, you're confused and you're like, what do I do? Where do I go? The more that you're in it, the more that you're in tune with God, the more that He will lead you. And it would just be like breathing. You'd be like, okay, this is going to be for this day. I'm going to do this for right now. This will be for tonight. This will be for tomorrow morning. Like you get into a habit. Your spiritual life becomes so easy. It just becomes like breathing. You know what you're going to wear tomorrow. You know what you're going to do for the next day. Like it becomes your life. You become like it's living. It's literally living live, and you become so in tune with it. It just becomes a part of you. I really, really love that. Love it. So last thing, I do want to show what I have been doing. I've been really strong into prayer this year. This year has been one of the most powerful prayer years that I have seen, and transformative years that I've seen with my prayer life. So I'm only going to continue it for 24. So this little pocket, this is a traveler's notebook from Speckle Fawn. Terry likes adding these beautiful little pockets to, like the front pockets. Not only does the inside, but the front little pockets have pockets. So in here, I have a prayer for the morning, and then I have a prayer for the evening. So if I don't want to really open up my notebook and get in my notebooks or anything else, I could just pull these in and out. So like this morning, I'm, rubbing my eyes, getting all the sleepy out, yawning, stretching, waking up, and I open up my prayer and I start saying my prayer. So if you want to quickly, you're more than welcome to copy it if you want, change it up if you like, do whatever you like. But that's my morning prayer. Say it every morning. I'll put it back in. Same thing when it comes to bed. Right before bed, after I get done with my nightly reading, do the same thing. I pull it out and then I start reading and praying my nightly prayer. So I have these. Now sometimes I don't really want to get into my pocket here. Sometimes I just want to keep it in my pocket, or I may already be in my notebook. So if I'm already back here in my notebook, look how cute this is. This is so adorable. It's me and Lilith. Me and Lilith, or me in secret. This is me and one of my little black kitties. All right. So I like decorating my notebooks, as you all know. I decorate everything, my Bibles, my notebooks. I love to be creative. So here I have my morning prayer. If I'm already in here or if I'm going in here, I'll go ahead and pray my morning prayer. Same thing with my evening prayer. And then I have kind of like a grateful, like I'm thankful. Something happened throughout that day. And if I had a praise report, my spiritual mama just gave me great news. Her blood pressure is down. Her blood pressure is amazing. So I'm going ahead and I'm praying over this and just thanking the Lord for great news. So I do that. And again, different, just like all my other books. If something pops up, this was an amazing devotional, leveling up. Needed that. Wanted to make sure I kept it. He gives me rest. Want to make sure I keep something like this. Pillar in a shaking world. So again, more powerful commentary, devotionals, however you want to do it. Pre-decorated this page. We're in the Christmassy month, so I definitely want to continue up with that. This is where I started that devotional Luke one, but how big that book was, I knew I was going to fill this up super fast. So instead of continuing it, I'm just going to turn this into like a halfway bookmarker, and I'll go ahead and write a prayer here. And then this is continuing out of that Proverbs. I'll keep my Proverbs study in here. Or if I find something bigger, I'll go ahead and use that. But just wanted to come on here real quickly and show you what I've been doing. I'm continuing to do a daily reading. My daily reading, there is no plan. I'm not following any plan except for the Luke plan. So if you're in my group, one of my admins posted the Luke plan where we're reading a Luke chapter a day. So what I'm talking about is today is going to be the 14th. So we go to the 14th. Same thing as a Proverbs. If you do a Proverbs a day, this is the same concept, just a different book. So the day that we're on, the 14th, I'm going to read that chapter for the day. And then it ends right on Christmas. So we're not just thinking Christmas gifts and, what the world views Christmas as. We're keeping grounded and we know what Christmas really, really represents. So I am using my little cameo. This is the calfskin, so it's the little thicker of the one. And it does have the Apocrypha, so it's a bit chunkier than my goatskin one. I do have a review over both of these. I'm not going to show you both of them, but I do have a review over both of them, and I share them side by side. So I do share what's the difference between the goatskin and the calfskin. I did go ahead and add this. I just added this yesterday. Beautiful. Love, love, love these washi tapes. Okay, that is everything. One last thing I can share. I can go ahead and share the pins that I'm using with you all. I am using these for my journals, never in my Bibles, but these are the Pilot. Come on, Nuggie. So these are the Pilot Precision, and then they are the V5 RTs. They're the multi-color pack. So I'll use those in my journals. Something with thicker paper. When it comes to my Bible, my Humble Land Bible, I use only the pink color and then the purple color for God's names. So these are the only two colors. Anything highlighted, I love using the Mr. Penn's gel crowns. Really, really, really love those. And then over here, I love these colors. So I think the second read through of that Bible, I'm going to bring these colors in. I will already have a pink, but for the power word, maybe the word that I'm going to use, the word of the year, I want to do another theme. I love doing themes. You know how I do themes over here. I have theme Bibles. There's theme words that I think of. I'm just drawn to one subject. My brain can go a lot of different ways, as you could tell from my study books. I can use a ton of different little things, but when it comes to my Bible, I have to hone in on one theme. And doing that, I gain so much more. I'm reading the whole Bible. I'm not just looking up the one, using a concordance and looking through that list and just going through and highlighting the verses. I don't do that. I always find way more than what those lists have anyways. So I just read the Bible regularly from Genesis to Revelation. And I don't have a certain amount of chapters that I read. So for right here, just for an example, okay, so I read on the 11th, I read these, highlighted this page, highlighted those, 11 over here, 11 over here, so this is all on one day. This is what I was reading. I highlighted the page the scriptures and chapters that spoke to me. 11, 11. 11, so there's 4. And then 12. So I read 5 chapters on the 11th of December. That's it. That's not a ton. I can read more. I normally do read more. I like to read 10 to 20 chapters, but that's not where I'm at. I'm taking my time. I'm going slowly, and I am marking as I'm reading, which tends to also slow me down because I'm kind of chewing the words that I'm reading and underlining, and I'm taking my time. Some days I would do 7 chapters. Some days I would do 2 chapters. Some days I would do a whole book. It just changes. It's differently. I don't follow any plan because they just don't do really good for me. But all right, this is it, y'all. These are the tools that I'm using. These are the books that I'm using. These are the Bibles that I'm using right now. I will come back and do a Bible lineup. So the Bibles that I'm going to take with me for the new year, I will go ahead and try to do a video sharing my favorite study Bibles for this year. I like to do that every year, kind of give you a refreshment of what's tried and true, and then what's something new. I like to do that with you guys. So if you do have any video requests for me that you in particular would like to see me do, leave it in the comments below. And as always, remember, be a creative tool in our Father's art box. I will talk to you all later.